You know what? Excellence is what you want, and excellence is what you get. How are you living? What are you giving? If excellence is what you see, then excellent is who you be. What are you pursuing? It's all up to you. And when you come and make up in your mind that you want to be.
Hello, beloved. Dr. Catherine E. James here, bringing you For the Love of It, a weekly show designed with the sole purpose of adding more love into the world, one episode at a time. Thank you for sharing your time with us, with me. I understand that time is one of the things that we don't get more of. So I am so eternally grateful whenever you spend time with us here at the station for the love of it. So I absolutely love engagement. Absolutely. So I invite you to call us on any one of the numbers that will appear at the bottom of the screen. Call us in on any of those numbers. Now, we're going to have a conversation today, a very special conversation, but you are invited to call and have your own conversation as we do every Friday. For the love of it, we'll take on many forms. We just don't ever know what Papa has in store for us. Everything, however, will be anchored in Luke 10:27. Love the Lord thy God with all of thy heart, mind, soul, strength, and what's the rest of it? And thy neighbor as thyself. Thy neighbor as thyself. It is that as thyself part that Papa has specifically positioned me in the world to spread and to help get that message across, that self-love is an imperative. It's an assumed, and that's what Luke 10:27 does, is it assumes that we're going to love ourselves. So it is my life's intent that every soul would know love and know that they are loved. To that end, every conversation we facilitate, all of the tools and strategies we share, the guests we have on the show, and the actions that we invite you to take are all intended to lead you and I to live out the assumption of Luke 10:27. Now, let's get started. So I'm going to there's some quotes I'm going to start with. So no man is an island in an entire of themselves. What does that mean? No one is self-sufficient and everyone relies on others. That's the way Papa intended, that we live in community and that we rely on one another. So throughout my life, I've had the amazing privilege of being supported with wonderful relationships, wonderful female relationships, starting with my mama, my grandmama, my aunties, right? And then all throughout life, many cousins and sisters and girlfriends and heart mamas and all those kinds of things. Last week, I thanked my mom and my aunties for a solid foundation of care. And it is from that place that I understand love and that I love and expect to be loved. So I'm so grateful for those, as I said last week, those strong Black women who were my first sheroes. Now, friendships, I have friendships that extend all the way from elementary school and every level of school since, and college and high school and so on and so forth, and just really blessed beyond measure in that way. So I've never had to function as an island, and I never intend to. Now, so today, in my studio guest. Why did I say all of that? So this is to introduce you to my studio guests. Represent a very special group of ladies who I am privileged to have as a part of my life. They were amongst the first to partake in the self-love journey. And so you all know, we talk about every week the book Self-Love, A Gift You Give Yourself. And so back in 2020, Papa led me to do a course, a 6-week course, and these ladies were a part of the course. And then after that, we just went on this wild ride, this wild journey together to spread love and add more love into the world. Not one episode at a time, but one adventure at a time. One adventure at a time. These ladies support me as I fulfill the goal, my goal, which is to add more love into the world, my life's intention, that every soul would know love God and know that they are loved. And my mission is to inspire individuals to blossom into its highest versions of themselves, radiating love from the inside out while enriching them around us. So I'm talking fast because I know we've got a time limit, but that last part, that Letitia Wright, man, I asked her to look at something for me, and within this writing, she comes up with this thing right here. So my mission, I'm going to slow down, to inspire individuals to blossom into the highest versions of themselves, radiating love from the inside out while enriching the world around them. So I'm going to bring the ladies on. Ladies, did you just hear what Letitia did? I'm just saying. Did you hear what Letitia did? So I'm over here. Ladies.
Oh, okay.
I love it. Y'all, this is how we do it. This is how we do it.
Yes.
What y'all, now, just out the gate, we're going to talk about Letitia just for a second. What y'all think about that?
She is the best.
Oh my God.
She's the best scribe
Right.
ever.
Right. So we call Letitia Scribe, and Letitia is one of the Self Love Crew.
Yes.
That's my new name for y'all. If y'all haven't picked that up yet. And so when I read it, I was like, wow, that so really captures my heart and my spirit. So so who we have here with us today is Miss Devera L. Robinson. That's Devera L. right on the end. And then we have Dr. Joy P. Creel. All right. Right. And we have other self-love crew members, and we'll mention their names. We already mentioned Letitia. And we have one more in the studio audience, and she's going to join us on this. We're going to have two parts, a second half, and she's going to join us on the second half. All right. So we're going to start right quick with the Devera L. And so Devera, is the one of the crew that I've known the longest, right?
Yeah.
She came into Wayne County Community College, and it was on and popping from there, right? It was on and popping from there. Yeah. And so when I think about you, you heard the voice of God, and you answered what God said as it relates to our relationship. And here we are I don't know how many years later?
A long time.
A long time.
A long time.
So how many years later? So when I think about you and your support, and I'm going to talk about each person individually. And so for Devera, what she represents for me in our team and on the crew is anchoring. You help to anchor me, right? You help to anchor me. Yeah. And so I am so very grateful for that role that you play. And and so I don't have time to go deep, so I'm just going to leave it at the word anchor. I've got a couple of questions for you. Okay. So thank you for supporting Papa's vision, for me, helping me to support Papa's vision. So for both of you ladies, thank you both for helping me support Papa's vision. And so Devera, if you could share a little bit about your self-love journey, like why were you even interested in being a part of the self-love journey?
Well, for me, it started when you wrote your book.
Okay.
The actual pursuit of self-love. I've always thought that there was more. As a Christian, we grow up with these ideas. So I always knew that there was more. I just didn't know how to process it.
Okay.
So I believe it was October 2016.
Yes,
you did your book signing.
Yes.
And I read the book. And then I believe it was in June of 2020, you did that six-week course.
Yeah.
My life changed tremendously. Not only did my love for God grow, but I learned how to love others authentically. Yeah. Because I was a mimic person.
Okay.
And a people pleaser.
Okay.
Self-love took me away from all of that. So that's where it began for me, and that's what I'm loving about this self-love journey.
Wow, that's amazing. Wait, we look like we got a caller. Let's see. Do we have a caller? Caller, you're on the air?
Yes, I have a question about self-love. If you're making me a tip or two, being a dark woman of color with a short, curly, natural hair, large nose, arched lips. I've been conditioned by society not to have self love for myself. So how can I gain self love for myself?
So I think you described some characteristics that maybe you struggle with, and you're asking how can you have self-love for yourself. And so one of the things that we talk about all the time, one, I'm going to invite you to go to my YouTube channel, drcatherinejames.com, and there's just a plethora, just so much information that you can get there. But I just want you to know that in all of the world, in all of the universe, in all of God's creation, there's not another one like you. Not another one like you. And if you can just take that one concept, and there's the expectation that we will love ourselves right there in Scripture, and no one can bring to the earth what you bring to the earth. So I invite you to just know that and to go from there. But go to the YouTube channel, and you'll get a lot of information from there. Thank you so much for your call.
I do follow you.
All right. Thank you so much for your call. So, all right. So, Devera, thank you so much so that's mind blowing, right? Life change. Like as we just show up in life, we don't ever know what it is, how we're impacting one another. So I'm so grateful to hear it was reading the book, and then that for you, and that would certainly be my intention, that it drew you closer to God and helped you to engage people in a more authentic way. That makes my heart glad.
Absolutely.
Amen. Dr. Joy, tell me a little bit about, Dr. Joy, okay, so Dr. Joy we met at Ashland Theological Seminary. She was a student of mine. And then, so then we started journeying together after that. And then in 19, God called me to leave my job. And in that, he then called me on this journey, this wild personal development journey. And then Dr. Joy joined me on that journey. And so because of her, and so what I would say about her, whereas Devera anchors me, Dr. Joy pulls me in direction. So there are things that I've experienced and accesses that I've gotten because of who she is, and how she shows up in life. And so as we think about it, Dr. Joy, how would you describe your self-love journey, or what got you here on this whole journey of self-love?
What got me here? So first of all, relationship got me here, right? So we were kind of moving in sync at that time and all of those kinds of things. And then in October of 2016 that Devera mentioned, I'll never forget. It was a snowy day. I'm just kidding. It wasn't snowing. But
not in June.
My birthday, October.
So October 2020.
So it was in October. But I remember it was October the 4th. Because I had gotten your book, and I don't even know if it got released because we bought it off Amazon before I think you announced it. And so I had gotten the book, and it was the day before I took my National Counselor's exam. It started October 3rd, 2016. And I read the book straight through. And I remember in the moment reading the book, I was like, oh, I'm delivered. And I was literally delivered in that moment from like this crazy test anxiety, because there's a part in the book where you talked about, when we love ourselves and we value ourselves, no matter what is going on and no matter what is happening, we're in a place where it doesn't change our value.
Yes. And
so having been an academic my entire life and still in school and all the things, I was like, I had to pass this test on the first time. Like in my mind, it was like, if I don't pass this test, then I ain't do it right, or I don't know, or like that. To me, that was going to say something about me.
Okay.
And when I read that book, I was like, it's not even gonna matter if I pass this test. I mean, it's gonna matter, but it's not even gonna matter. Like, what actually changes? And in that moment, I was delivered from testing anxiety. And as my instructor, I know like I had horrible test anxiety. There were plenty of times that I cried through tests in your classes because it was like I needed to get the A, and I had to, I needed to do it right, and just kind of this way of perfectionism. And so that for me was kind of, and I actually mentioned this to you the other day, was the last time I read something that was like that was pivotal in a way that it changed like how I moved. And so that text, like, every one of my clients, literally, 95% of them, when we get going, I'm a therapist, so when we get going, it's like, okay, so I need you to get this book. It's by Dr. Catherine James. Because I know that if they engage the material, and I know from experience, and I'm an experienced person, right? So I know if you engage it, you can be changed by it.
Yes, absolutely.
And I know because it happened for me, right? And so I took the test the next day and I passed. So that was the start of my being in.
All right, Dr. Joy. And so, ladies, I want to say, so we will have to do an hour segment where we can really dive in, because we're going to go to our second half in just a moment. Ladies, I just want to publicly say thank you to Vera L. Robinson for being my consummate anchor. Thank you for being that. Dr. Joy, thank you for being my consummate pusher. Right? So in a sense that, this woman right here has a brilliant brain.
Absolutely.
And a million ideas. If you need somebody with ideas, this right here, she's the one. And so there are definitely things that I've experienced because of who you are, the access, and you know what I mean by that, right? I wouldn't have had access to some things had it not been you, and I just wouldn't have even thought of some things had it not been for you. So for what you all, so safe place, ma'am, for what you all represent in my life, I am so very grateful. And this self-love journey, like, when we present the things we present, Self-Love Queen's Adventure and the revolutions and things like that, these ladies are a significant part of the process. So thank you, ladies. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Dr. James.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you.
You know what? Excellence is what you want, and excellence is what you get. How are you living? What are you giving? If excellence is what you see, then excellent is who you be. What are you pursuing? It's all up to you. And when you come and make up in your mind that you want to.
Have you ever wanted your own TV show? Have you dreamed of showcasing your talent for the world to see? Well, now you can. Have your own TV show. You can have your own 30-minute show. Not only will you be seen in the Detroit area, but you can be viewed worldwide. For more information, call 313-868-6612. Visit our studios and receive a free TV interview to promote your business, church, or organization by appointment only.
You ready to put your podcast on iHeartRadio? Yes, your podcast on iHeartRadio. What about Alexa, Roku, Fire Stick, Apple TV, Android, or iPhone? Plus live TV streaming. Get your podcast seen and heard all over the world. Call 313-868-6612. Pre-recorded shows are accepted to be archived. This is a WHPR distribution platform. Download the app from the App Store. Go to WHPRTV.com. Channels available for lease 24/7 on Roku, Fire Stick, or Apple TV. Coming soon, subscription and pay-per-view.
Also,
Block time is available. Get yours. Call 313-868-6612. That's 313-868-6612. Executive producer R.J. Watkins. Program director Henry Tyler. 107.5 FM WGPR HD2. RadioWeCanSee.com.
You know what? Excellence is what you want, and excellence is what you get. How are you living? What are you giving? If excellence is what you see.
And we're back. So since I've never had a two-part show, I didn't know to say I will be right back. So we're back. So now we have Miss Cherie Naylor. Miss Cherie, I know, Sherry. I know Miss Cherie Naylor. So, Sherry. Yes. So Sherry also was a student of mine at Ashland Theological Seminary. And we've done all of the preliminaries. So welcome, Sherry, to the show.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here today.
It is wonderful to have you. And so make sure I don't forget. So, and from the studio audience, in case we forget someone. So a part of the crew also is Letitia Wright, right?
Yes.
We talked about Letitia. We call her scribe. You need something written, she's got it. She's amazing and so colorful with words. And so we've got Letitia. And then we have, who else? Who am I?
Debbie Kokolo.
Debbie Kokolo. Debbie Kokolo.
Yes.
So Debbie is going to, Debbie is creative. She gonna organize you. If you say you need something, Debbie's the t-shirts and the crafts and all of those kinds of things, and just the sweetest heart. A cheerleader. Her and Devira Robinson are the cheerleaders.
Yes.
At the event. So Debbie, thank you. Debbie Kokolo. Letitia Wright, thank you. Andrea Harrison.
Yes.
Andrea is a sweet soul. She has got just this calming spirit. Her, first of all, elegance up to wazoo. Number one, because she sets the tone for all of us in her elegance. So Andrea, Miss Andrea, and just such a sweet spirit and just oodles the love of God, but such a calmness to her, right? Yes. And Tamika Bowe.
Yes, Tamika.
Tamika is fire. That's all I got to say about
Yes.
Tamika. Tamika is fire. Tamika is fire. She is definitely the one you want in your corner. She is an advocate for those who cannot advocate for themselves. So these are all of God's gifts to the Self-Love Crew.
Yes.
Yay! The gifts to the Self-Love Crew. So Sherry, so with you, what I always experienced from you, so it's interesting, when you and Candace were serving at the Queen's Adventure, it was important to me that you all be, I forget what phrase I used, but it was, if the people needed their hearts taken care of, it was you.
Yes.
It was you. Mm-hmm. And so that's what you represent for me, is like the heart. Like, you're going to take care of people's hearts.
Yes.
You're going to make sure that they're okay. So I can trust that part for you, right?
Yes.
And so you all were like a perfect pair at that first Self-Love Queens event. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're
Thank
welcome.
You. It was a blessing to be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Life changing.
Excellent. So when you and I'm not fluid over here because I know we got some time and I can talk and whatever. And so what I want to ask you about, though, is when you think about the self-love journey for you, what comes to your mind? What started you on your self-love journey?
So when I think about my self-love journey, it brings me to tears, how God aligned us together. He knew that I needed it at that time, so I was in the right place at the right time. And he aligned me with you once again. And so you were starting this whole self-love experience and self-love journey. And at that time, I had experienced a significant loss with the loss of my grandmother. I had experienced significant illness and was kind of at a place in my life where I had lost hope. And so what the self-love journey did to me, and like I said, I believe that God wanted me there at the time because he knew he needed something to move me from that place of loss and from that place of hurt to move me to a place of doing and being. And what happened is, one of the things that still sticks with me that you said was, the world is waiting for you. And so God he had me to start my practice, but he needed to push me because I was starting my practice out of hurt and loss. And so he wanted to use my pain to help others to healing. And the self-love journey helped me to be able to do that, because the self-love journey helped me to be able to love myself first.
Oh, all right.
Even through my loss, the self-love journey encouraged me. And what you did at a pivotal time, not just for me, but for others during that time, it was COVID. You pushed us to keep going, even when we wanted to give up. You pushed us to keep moving. You encouraged us, and you said we had something to do. The people needed us. The world needed us. And so that's what kept me going when I felt like I had nothing to keep going for. And so every time I think about it, because I don't want to cry on this show, so I'm not going to do that because I'm a big crybaby. So every time I think about it, I come to tears at the fact that God brought us together at the time that he brought us together, because it was really what I needed to help me do what he knew my work was going to be.
And so I'm so grateful for you, and I'm so grateful for this self-love journey and just being a part of this whole thing and being a part of the sisterhood, because I had significant loss as well. So the other thing the self-love journey did for me was it brought me self-love sisters. And so, and they have blessed me and supported me, and I have a self-love sister circle that is so important to me. When I lost so much, God granted me, He granted me love in my life, and He said, you're not going to be alone. I'm going to have people that support you. And everything that I do, the self-love group supports me.
Wow.
So I'm blessed. I am truly blessed by this experience.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Wow. Wow. I'm speechless. Yes. I'm so grateful to God. I'm so grateful to God that you were available, that you heard, that you moved, and your ministry, Risen
Counseling.
Risen Counseling.
Yes.
You all can look her up online, Risen Counseling. And it is exactly what you talked about. It is you serving from your pain, but from triumph.
Yes.
Right? Your pain helped to kind of mold it, but your triumph, you're serving not pain, but you're serving what?
Healing.
Healing.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm serving
Healing.
And I'm helping others to be able to understand that through their pain, there is healing.
Yes.
But God knew that I couldn't do that if I couldn't love myself.
Right.
And I couldn't understand what needed to be done myself. So I needed to understand love, but I also needed that push to keep going, because I could have I could have been stuck in what I was going through.
Yeah.
And so this self-love journey, He aligned me at the right time, because He knew that I was going to need that, and the support of the self-love group and sisters to be able to keep moving.
You said Self-Love Sister Circle. Now, you know, I heard that. I'm just letting everybody know. I heard Self-Love Sister Circle. So Dr. Joy, you all can find her online. She does all kinds of amazing things. With right now, she's got Hope. Hope what? Unlimited Mental. And so go to drjoy.com and you can find her and Cherie, and it's at
Cherie Naylor at gmail.com.
Okay. And online?
Cherie Naylor.
Cherie Naylor. All
Yes.
right. And Debbie Kokolo, you can find her at any rate. Let me just say, I am so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for your journey. I can't even, there really are no words, and we really would need about 2 hours for me to do justice here to say how much I appreciate each one of you ladies. What I do know, just the pragmatism, the reality of it all is that I could do it without you. I don't want to, right? It wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be the same. And Papa could have other people in place, but I'm so glad that it's you all right now. Thank you for being a place where people's hearts are safe. Yes. Because you've made your heart safe. You work on it all the time and to help to make their hearts safe. So, man, I need to rewind this and listen to it.
Yes.
And hear what you all have experienced. This is Papa's work. And we are adding more love into the world. And so we are getting ready to wrap it up. Thank you so much for being here today. And to all of the Self-Love crew, thank you so much for the work. And our ending today is we are, and so we're going to give this to Cherie. So we're going to end with just our self-love mantra. We are an irreplaceable, unrepeatable, remarkable miracle with our own special brand of brilliance. And so are you, beloved.
Excellence is what you want, and excellence is what you get. How are you living? What are you giving? If excellence is what you see, then excellent is who you be. What are you pursuing? It's all up to you. And when you come and make up in your mind that you want to be